everyone. Thanks for coming and joining us here today for RSL Active's Yoga in the Park. So for the next few weeks, we're going to be doing an hour worth of yoga in total, and it's to all levels 60-minute Hatha yoga class. So the beauty about this, and hello to our followers that can't make it live, so I hope to see you on the playback, is we move to our range of movement, right? And our range of movement today, right? And pain threshold today. So we're going to take things slow, and then I can go through with the cues and also offer modifications that'll allow you to do some movements. Now, it's always a choice as well for the movement, so if you feel that you can't do that choice, don't put yourself into pain. Pain's no good. Discomfort's okay because we're sort of challenging ourselves, but pain is no good, so I don't want you to get injured for the sake of trying to get into a move. So for those that might be next to you, right, because it's all levels, they might have a different range of movements. That's okay, because today it's all about our practice and then allowing me to help guide you through that. So thanks for investing your time. All right, so what we're going to do, first of all, I wanted to share something as well on the topic of injury, right? Is for the last 2 months or 8 weeks, I've had some arthritis that's sort of come on, and it's multiple, and I don't know what it is. It's been excruciatingly painful, and I take a holistic wellness approach. So I'm doing things like trying to eat better, and drink less alcohol, and all those little things that can help me, that I can choose. But also I've had to modify things like my yoga practice, right? It's funny though, people think that yoga isn't can be like taxing on the body. It is when you do it right, but at the same time is knowing that I can back off and move to my range of movement. So we'll be doing that today because some of our audience here has indicated to me that there's some, there might be some movement issues. So let's have some fun and enjoy the flow. All right, so let's start off now. Hold on, let me put the timer on. All right, in a seated pose. So I'm going to ask you to either close your eyes or take a soft gaze, tilt your head down. All right, so take a soft gaze, close your eyes, and then beginning to center your mind on your breath. All right, it doesn't need to be any shape or anything like that. What I want you to do is just bring awareness to your bones and the connection with the earth beneath you. So observe how firm and supporting it is as you connect to the ground. So now take several breaths. I'm going to ask you to start shaping your breath with me. All right, if you can breathe in through your nostrils and then out through your mouth. All right, long, slow, even breaths. So inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3. So feel this connection as you do this in your own time, and begin to feel yourself becoming stronger. It's at this point here that I do invite you as well to engage your Ujjayi breath if that's in your practice. And what that is constricting your throat on the exhale, so it sounds like an ocean, or like that sound that you get when you're listening to some seashells up against your ear. That's called Ujjayi breath. Today I'd like to set an intent, or invite this intent, of a grounding practice. The concept of grounding is often brought up in yoga around the poses where we're rooting to the earth with our feet or our sit bones. It's a great practice for relieving anxiety and stress, and energetically grounding enables us to have a deeper connection with the earth and everything around us. But it sets us up for the day and helps us get a sense of being chilled out and connection. All right, so now I'm going to ask you to take one deep breath. All right, we've arrived on our mat. We're here now for the next 45-50 minutes in a practice, so you're allowing yourself and investing in your time before we carry on for the rest of our day. All right, so from here I'm going to ask you to look up, and we're going to be starting off with a seated side stretch. Okay, so with me, all right, face your palms out here, and then we're going to take an inhale, Inhale as we lift up our arms and look at our hands. Lengthen our body, thinking our sit bones, lengthening our body from our sit bones to the top of our head. And then we're going to do one down, that's it. The side stretch is going to come. So we're going to inhale. And we're going to lean to your left. That's it, placing your hand on the ground, right? And just reaching up for the sky. So if we're looking up, we don't need to lean right over. We're just going to be reaching up for that tree root, tree branch up from here. So from here, inhale, come back to center, hand goes down, and then lift our other hand up as we exhale. All right, connecting the breath to the movement. Take one full breath here. One more, actually, two. We're going to inhale, bring the hand down, and exhale as we swap sides. That's it. Now reach up, look at your fingertips. One, two, inhale, hand comes down, and exhale as we breathe out. Last side. Inhale for 2 full breaths. 1, 2. Inhale, put the hand down. Now with this, right, when we're connecting our breath to the movement, it's okay if you lose track, right? But for what we're trying to do is, when we're going in, so that you know, is we take an inhale to set, and then on the exhale we move into the breath. And then we're going to take 2 full breaths whilst holding that pose, and then we inhale to set, to let go, and then exhale to let go. So that just brings that movement in, so that we're being mindful of our movements, and also making sure that we can set whatever we have in terms of any injuries. So what we're going to do now is do a seated spinal twist, where we're going to do the same again. I'll show you, I'll do the movement, and then we'll do the second one as I'll demonstrate first, and we'll go in. So inhale, looking at the fingers and rotating around. We're going to place the hand down and the hand across. So, and what we're going to be imagining here is not leaning over, but just imagining we're turning on from the sit bones to our head, and we're just turning the body like this. We don't need to overdo the push, because as we enhance our practice down the track, that's what's going to come here now. So we're just in that phase of warming up the body a little bit. All right, so let's try this. Inhale and exhale. And as we come in, put your hand across. You can put it on your knee and put one hand down. So your left hand down, perfect. Right, okay, so grow taller, that's it. 2 breaths here. And notice to see where the air goes when you breathe in. Right, notice the expansion of your ribs. And we're going to come out of this now. Set. And let go, back to center. Right, and then inhale again. Switch sides and exhale as we turn. Place our right hand on the ground, and then we could even put our hand on our knee and help with the turn. All right, so sitting up straight, beautiful. That's it, lengthening the spine. 2 breaths here. And then inhale, you can come out, and then exhale, let go. All right, we're going to be doing this one more time on each side. Inhale, and then rotate around. Okay, so in these 2 breaths, if you could maybe turn or twist a little bit further while keeping a lengthy back, or just sort of imagining that we're actually where the air's going in your lungs. Inhale to set, and come back around, let go, back to center. Beautiful. So one last one. You can always take that wiggle, man. We don't need to be rigid with this movements, right? So from here, we're going to inhale, looking with the hands up, and exhaling. Lucky it's not you that's keeling over for that ambulance. Take 2 breaths here. 2, 3, set. coming down. So what I'm going to do now is invite you to take all fours. So it's going to take a little bit for me here. Get there however you wish. All right, so what we're going to be doing now is warming up the spine a little bit more. All right. I went swimming, so my nose is dripping a little bit. All right, so feel free to also take a drink of water. But what we're going to be doing now is cat-cows. So if you have a look at my hands, right, it's shoulder width apart. Yes, you've got nice wide shoulders. Let's get your hands and just slightly splay them apart, right? And then place them down with the middle finger facing the short edge of the mat. Beauty. And so what we're looking for now is our hands are underneath our shoulders, and then for our knees to be also the same width as your hands. Have a look down at your knees, right? And yep, that's it. You could put the tops of your feet back, perfect. And then your knees are directly underneath your hips, all right? So this, when we're looking, and the gaze, right? So when you're not looking, and I'll cue you, you kind of want to look 45 degrees, and that keeps your head in a neutral position without dumping it up or dumping it back. And it's good to be able to have some good alignment with...
mat kind of thing?
Yes, this is called tabletop. So like on top of the mat. So if you put your hand 45 degrees, right, put it out, that's where you want to be sort of putting your gaze to when you're doing this. Now, so if you watch me first with the cat-cows, what we're going to be doing is, I'll do a demonstration and then I'll cue you through it. So from here, we're going to breathe in and we're going to slightly look up but not pull our neck back, right? But what we're doing is actually just is dipping our belly and then lifting our tailbone up. All right, this is a cow. And then what we're doing now on the exhale is rounding our back, scooping our back up, all right? And then facing the top of our back to the sky, and then pulling our belly button in and rotating our pelvis in, right? And then tucking the chin. So from here, let's go to neutral, and we're gonna inhale, dip the chest, dip the belly, right? And your back's got a slight backward.
Say inhale.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, mate. Did you say inhale?
So inhale, as we dip our belly, that's it, and look up. And then as we exhale, we scoop our belly up, pushing our back up. That's it. And it doesn't need to be, we're still warming up our back. So inhale, other way around. Right, and then exhaling, pushing up. All right, we're gonna do this several more times. So inhale, dip the belly, that's right. And then exhaling, pushing up. Last thing to come in is your chin to chest, beautiful. Inhaling, exhaling, chin to chest. All right, we're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, last one. Inhale, exhale. Now just come back to neutral, and then if you just look at me for a moment, you can just like get your hands in here like this. Sometimes it's a little bit on the wrists. So we'll just take a moment, take a breath, and we'll come back down. So it's funny though, right? When we're in that position, such a simple move, but it can be tiring, especially when we haven't done it in a while. So what we're gonna do now is actually warm up our wrists a little bit more. So then that adds to what we're gonna do. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna tuck your toes if you can, same position, and we're gonna get our left hand and face it slightly back, all right? Turn it around to the outside. Yeah, no, that's it, that's it. Okay, so what we'll do, okay, from here. No, what we can do it from here. We can do it from here. What we'll do from here is we're going to rock forward. Can you try that?
Yeah.
Right. So what we'll do is
I can try it.
Yeah, just on, even if it's on the sides, right? So what we're doing is we're just going to rock from side to side, right? And we're just putting weight on, right? But what I want you to do is look at me, right? Is just when we roll up, we're just rolling the fingers, because a lot of the time we're grabbing stuff and our fingers are going the other way. So what we're just trying to do is just roll it and just massage our hands, and also stretching our forearms as well. So we don't need to push, and we don't need to rush this, because it's really important to be able to do it. Now, so if we put our hands back to neutral position.
Keep the knees planted.
Sorry?
Keep
the knees planted. We're just going to be stretching our toes, right? So what we might do is put your hands back forward. Adam, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do is you might want to lift your knee a little bit and just stretch those toes, right? So just put them backwards. Can you feel that on the bottom of your foot?
That's great.
Yeah. So let's now change the side to our right foot or your left foot there. Yeah. So This is yoga, right? So it's about taking care of all aspects of your body. Your mobility is really guided by your ability to move, right? So switch feet, and we'll just finish doing these stretches in a moment, and we'll move on to building some heat. All right, excellent. Last foot. Perfect. All right, so we're going to be coming now into the first downward dog. Now I'll just watch me first, because this may also pertain to you with your injuries. Okay, so from here, what we're doing is coming into downward dog. And what I mean by this when we're doing it is we're going to push up and lift our knees up, and then we're going to push back, and our tailbone is going to imagine that we're pushing backwards and up, and we're pushing away with our hands, gaze to our feet. All right, keep your knees bent. You don't need to have them straight until you're fully warm, or they could be here. So if you imagine your belly's on your thighs, that's the best way to go. And what we're doing is having length in our back. All right, so we could even just practice going into that for this first movement. Okay, are you happy with that?
Yep.
All right, so from there, knees. All right, lift the knees. All right, and then push back. That's it, bro. And then gaze to our feet. Fantastic. So now what you want to do is maybe pedal your feet. Right, this is adding to stretching the bottom of your feet, right, and pushing the ground away with our hands. Right, it's all about grounding and connecting to the earth with this movement. And now we're going to stop and then find some stillness and take 2 breaths here. Big outs with the mouth. They're cleansing breaths. They call them tiger breaths. So from here, take an inhale. As we take lots of little steps, as many as you need. Take lots of little steps now up towards the mat to meet your fingers. That's it. So start walking up towards your fingers. That's it, slowly. Doesn't need to be heaps, big steps, right? Where our hands will meet our feet, and then we're going to roll up slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. Shoulders roll back, hands up in the air, and down the center. Right, some more drips from my swimming this morning. Oh, that's the other thing, I can't run. So I used to do triathlon, so I've switched to swimming. So I can't beat going some beach swimming, or not really beach, but Hillary's. It's amazing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start building some heat and do what they call sun salutations. All right, so we've moved on from the ground, we've moved up. So I'll give a demonstration first, and then we'll go slowly through. And then this will be points to note for you and your back at the moment. So we're going to take our stance at the top. So it's inhale. We're going to come down through the center line, hinging at the hips. Hinging at the hips. Beautiful. Now let your head go. Right, you could bend your knees. So imagine knees and belly to thighs. That's it. Right, and then watch here. Inhaling as we then use our hands as support and stretching the back. All right, so keep your gaze straight forward. All right, and then exhaling again, bending the knees, hands meet mat. And we're going to come down now to either a plank, which is push-up pose, or all fours. Right, so let's go to all fours, because this might actually help at the moment with the push-ups, right, in your back for the moment, for the first time around. So from here, we're going to set. Inhale, let's lean forward a little bit, and then we're going to do like a kneeled push-up. Ready? And exhaling down with our head to the ground. No, that's it. Knees, chest, chin. Come down to watch me. Right, so come down. There we go. From here, we're in a prone pose, and then we're going to do a baby cobra. So our hands are back, and we're just going to inhale and push away from our hands a little bit. So it's like someone's just grabbing our back and pulling that up. All right, exhale. Head down, inhaling, pushing away from our hands, coming onto our knees again, and then following through by pushing up to downward dog. That's it. Beauty. So from here, we're taking 2 breaths. And then on the inhale, we're going to take lots of little steps forward. So inhaling, lots of little steps forward until our feet meet our hands. And we're in forward fold, right? Belly to thighs. And we'll meet in forward fold. Perfect. So, and then from here again, raising up all the way one vertebrae at a time. We'll meet up an extended mountain pose, looking at our hands, touching for the branches, hands together and coming down the center line, and then shake it out. Okay, so we're going to be doing 2 more of those sun salutations, and I'll guide us through. How was that for the push-up?
Oh, it felt great.
Yeah. So with that one there, I'll just give you a quick demonstration before we go to the other ones. So once we're here, right, with the kneeled push-up, so you could actually have your hands out a bit further, right? So it's like a little bit longer. Tabletop is inhale to set your weight forward, so your hands are back underneath, but then you lower all the way to the ground. So knees, chest, chin. If we were in that position, we could lower down fully like a push-up. But because we're strengthening our back, go on the knees like me at the moment, right? Knees, chest, chin, and then to that part. Yep. Excellent.
Knees, chest, chin.
Knees, chest, chin. So then that way it's just lowering down to all the way there. Right, I'm all about the cues, huh?
Love the cues.
Yeah. Alrighty, bro. So come up forward to the mat a little bit more, and we'll do 2 more sun salutations. These are great for in the morning as well. So if you're waking up and you loosen your back, what I'll often find is because you've been lying on your back for a while, doing some cat-cows, and then just a couple of sun salutations just helps the body wake up a little bit.
And it's alright to do those, like if you wake up and your back's a little bit stiff, is it alright to do them straight away, or should you wait till
No, I'll show you some other bits then, and then we'll do that after the lesson, yeah? Alright, so from here, alright, feet apart. Let's set our base as well, because grounding's, so what we're going to try and do now is looking at our feet. It's all about creating a good base, right? So lift your toes up and then put them down. All right, excellent. So we're trying to spread them apart a little bit. Now from here we're going to grow. So this is mountain pose, right? If we're doing that, you could have your hands by your side, even open your palms, and think we're spiking from our feet and then looking at our head. And when we take an inhale, we grow to that bit, right? And then we set. Right. From here, inhale. Hands look up to the sky. Right. They don't need to be overhead if that's not in your, with your shoulders. Right. Like we've got a ball, like a beach ball. Fingers spread apart. From here, inhale, and then exhaling as we hinge at our hips. Hands down the center line. Hands meet mat. Head's the last thing to go. Bend your knees. Perfect. Right. So from here, breathe in, and then straighten your legs. And then put your hands here like this, Adam. So like this. Right, it's called halfway lift. Right. Excellent.
Do you hold that breath in, or?
Yeah, so as we breathe in, so this one here is in, then we breathe in. That's it. And then out as we exhale, hands meet mat. Right, and then we're just going to move into our tabletop. So 1 knee at a time, come down into tabletop. So usually on the exhale, we'll be coming down and meeting, and then we'll come into this tabletop, right? So from here, right, we can lean forward over our hands, and we're going to come down with our knees, chest, chin. Exhale. That's it. Excellent work. And then we're in our prone pose. Now just imagine as well, the tops of your feet are on the ground, right? That they're on the ground, and when we push, we're actually going to be pushing into our feet as well. So inhale, that's it, baby cobra, or if you're up for it, maybe a little bit more, right? And then exhaling, head back down on the mat. So inhale as we push away from our hands, all right, onto our knees, coming up slowly into downward dog, push, that's it. You can keep your knees bent as well, mate, right? Belly on thighs. Looking at the fingers. All right, we're going to take 2 breaths here. Excellent, that's good length in your back. 1 more. Big open mouth. All right, that's really cleansing your real deep gut. All right, 1 more time. And then on the inhale, let's take lots of little steps all the way up to meet our hands. All right, and we'll meet. Perfect. Right, in here, and then we're gonna now inhale as we rise up 1 vertebrae at a time. roll the shoulders back, and then inhale again. Look at the sky, hands come together, and then come down the center line. Right, how was that this time?
Amazing.
Cool?
That was really good.
Right, so from here, when we come down to this position, right, I'll show you one more time, right? So from here, this is the position when you inhale. It's like a bookshelf, right? So we're going to imagine that our back's a bookshelf, and these are the uprights, you know, when you see them mounted on the wall. That's what we're doing here, right? And then bending down as we exhale to come down to tabletop, right? Awesome. Let's do this for the third time. Last time before we go to our standing series. Fantastic work, mate. So come up forward to the mat, feet apart again. Excellent. All right, so now we're just setting our feet, toes up. Yeah, growing tall, lengthening our spine. Inhale. Looking at the hands, holding a beach ball up. Right, exhaling. Hands down the center line. Start bending the knees a little bit if you want. Into half forward fold. Look, head looking at your feet. From here, we're going to inhale, come to halfway lift like the bookshelf, and then we're going to exhale. As we exhale, we're going to come all the way down and then make our way to that extended tabletop. Right, that's it. Knees back into it. Perfect. All right, so inhale now as we shift our weight forward, and then exhale as we lower knees, chest, chin. Head's the last thing to touch the floor, and then we're gonna inhale as we come into cobra. All right, so we're pulling back, that's it. Or if you surf, that's how we're about to do a pop. Exhaling, head back down, and we're gonna be moving now, inhale, to tuck your toes, push back on your hands, and we're gonna come into downward dog. Boom. Bend the knees, excellent work there. Lengthy spine. Great form, man. Awesome. So head, gaze to our feet. All right, 2 breaths here. Big cleansing breaths. You can open your mouth on the way out, right? On the exhale. And then one more time. And then inhaling, lots of little steps up towards our hands. Lots of little steps up. And we'll meet in forward fold. Take the mat with you. All right, and then inhaling. Rolling our shoulders back. Setting. Hands up towards the sky. And fantastic work, man. I'm going to fix up your mat. We'll take a quick drink. So that is the sun salutations. So there's a couple of different methods of it, but that's usually one to help start building the heat and the warmth of your back up. All right, so between that and the cat-cows, I'll show you a little flow afterwards once we're off record to be able to do something that you can do first thing in the morning.
Thanks.
All right, so from here, we're going to be moving into our standing and balance series. All right, we're going to build on each one after each round, and then I'll cue and talk you through. All right, so we can adjust it because we've got 6 weeks to be able to learn all of them. All right, so from here, I'll demonstrate first the movement, and then we'll go from there. All right, so this is the first round of the movements. So we're going to be breathing in, and we're going to be imagining we're sitting down. This is chair pose. All right. Couple of breaths here, and then it's going to be breathing in, and we're going to come up and put our feet up, and then we're going to move into tree, which is here, or a balance pose, you know. So, but I'll cue you through it, and then from here, breathing again, taking a slow step back, setting up our stance, and then coming into warrior 1, a few breaths here, and then coming up, stalk for balance, and then back down. Repeat on the other side. Any questions? Right, okay, cool.
Not yet.
Let's do this slowly. So like with the other ones, all right, feet forward, toes up, and then down. All right. You really become accustomed.
Really good.
Yeah. So after a while, you get accustomed to doing that. We're stretching our toes because when we actually have shoes on, it squashes them. So this kind of helps bring it down and ground, especially if you go down to the beach and squish your feet in the sand.
Yep.
It's a really good massage for reflexology. So from here, we're setting and we're growing tall a little bit. Yeah, that's it. So tuck your chin in a little bit. So we're aiming our top of the head to be like that rod. Right, so from here, inhale, we're looking up at our fingers, and then exhaling, we're bending our knees, right, and then pushing our tailbone back like we're going to be sitting down. Right, you don't need to go super deep, but we're looking at our hands and we're not, that's it. Right, our shoulders are back, but we're looking at our hands. So from here, inhale, so lift your left foot up, right, balance slowly, or you could have your toes down, if that works for you, right? Right, because we're still balancing, right? And we're exhaling, rotate your knee out, so your toe is facing, that's it, your knee is facing the long edge of the mat, right, we're like a tree. So let's just let go of our hands and have a look at where our body is. All right, so from here, we're actually opening up our hips. And this is good for the hips, right? But as well as so that side muscle where you were mentioning some sciatica, or where you may get some sciatica. So we're working that muscle. So from here, we're gonna breathe in again, like a tree. It's all right to wobble, trees wobble, right? But they've got good roots. So that's what we're doing here at the moment. 2 breaths here. One more. Excellent. Inhale again. All right, lift the foot up. All right, bring it to the front if you can. All right, and then exhaling, bringing it back. So we're going to be
back to the side a bit.
To the side, yeah. So shoulder width apart again. Doesn't need to be super deep. So come, bring your left foot back to the side a bit. Perfect. Nah, just wider. Perfect. So that's it. Excellent. Now, so if we have a look at our base again, right? Our foot is 45 degrees. We're bending our front knee so that it's not over our toes. All right, and we're setting from here. We're naturally going to sort of face on the angle our shoulders. So from here, we're going to try and angle our shoulders with the mat, with the top edge of the mat. That's it. And then so from here, inhale, hands up, and exhale. So push into your feet evenly, right? So the front and the back. And we're imagining we're lengthening as well. So we're grounding down as well as reaching up for the sky. All right, this is warrior 1. All right, inhale again. One more. Inhaling as we come up. Balance and hands down. All right, a little bit harder than it looks, eh?
Yeah.
But that's awesome, man. So points to note is, it's all right to wobble. That's why we look down at our feet and set our grounding first, right? So there's no rush with this. We just adjust the timing. And then the secondly bit here is opening up the thighs. So we're going to come now and then do this.
So should you try and have even amount of weight on both feet? Okay,
so when we come up, great question. So from here, when we're lifting our legs, we're actually shifting our weight onto the foot that's going to be balancing. But what we're imagining is that because our head's moved over, it just moves over a little bit, right?
Yep.
So we're looking at the crown of our head to the base of the heel and the toe, right? And then we inhale. So we're still like a big rod coming up and down from here, right? And we're just shifting our weight over. Otherwise, it's really hard to be able to distribute that, yeah?
Yep.
And then coming around and then rotating our foot. So just imagine instead of doing that, we're just rotating our knee to the log end of the mat. And then we could place our heel down onto our foot, yeah. So that's actually tree pose.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that again on the right foot this time. All right, so let's set our feet. All right, toes facing the short edge of the mat, lifting the feet, setting, growing tall, and then inhaling, hands coming up like we're lifting and touching, holding a beach ball, and then exhaling into chair pose as we're coming in. All right, beautiful work. All right, so looking at the hands, that's important because that lengthens your spine. And then from here, 2 breaths. Let's see if you can sit down a little bit more each time. All right, perfect. One more time, inhaling. Now we're lifting onto our left foot, lifting the foot up, wobbling a little bit, and then exhaling as we rotate our leg around, knees facing, right, and then we can just loosen our hands. Have a look where we are. All right, perfect. So what we're doing is rotating that knee to the long edge of the mat, and as our practice progresses, we can move up. See, it's hard for me to bend my knee at the moment, but you could actually use your hand and put it up here. So that's the thing, just be mindful of your knee, and you could probably use your arch to cup the knee. Fits perfectly, right? Okay, cool.
It does.
So that's from there. So from here, that's our tree pose. All right, so let's lift our hands up again. 2 breaths. You try and balance. Yeah, try and balance. See if you can go. There we go. All right, one more time. And then from here, lift up, lift your foot up, and put it back slowly under control. And we'll look at our base for warrior 1. Foot back a little bit more. That's it. All right, so let's have a look now, hands down, at our foot being 45 degrees. Perfect. And we're pushing back on that back blade of the foot, right? So that's where we're pushing, and you're imagining the weight, right? But then when we bend our knee, we're pushing forwards here, and we might feel that we're pushing our toes. Feel your toes, right? We're pushing the ground away. So here, what we're doing now is setting evenly. You might be naturally facing this way, and then we, right? Now that's it, grounding the foot. We're pushing our feet. Right, so when we do our hands next, then we breathe out, we're pushing into our feet and then reaching up. Right, so from here we're looking up and setting, and we're going to lengthen, and we're going to push away at the feet as well as reach up higher. Right, let's take 2 deep breaths here. All right, one more. Last one. All right, come back. Let's see if we could balance. All right, see if you could balance. And put the hands down. Awesome. Cool. That's a great little one to be able to come into the balance. So that's the first one in our standing series. So now we're going to build on that, and we're going to be going into our warrior series, on warrior 2 and reverse warrior. I'll give a quick demonstration and then we'll hook into it. All right, so from here, inhaling, so watch me first. Inhale, and then exhale, coming to the long edge of the mat. From here, inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to rotate again our feet and set the base. Arms up, this is warrior 2. Couple of breaths here. Inhaling, reaching forward, scooping up, and coming into a side stretch. Reverse warrior. Good for the side body as well as grounding. And then from here, setting back to ground 2. Back to cool. Yep. Clear as mud. All right, let's give it a go. All right, so watch out for the little black ants. Just give them a shoo away. Don't get them to bite you because they sting.
Oh, I'm lucky. I'm all good.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, awesome. All right, okay. From here, mountain pose. This is what it's called. Standing up straight, feet forward, lift the toes. All right, coming in now. Let's grow a bit taller, and then inhaling. And then as we exhale, hands to hips as we step our left foot back or right foot back towards the edge of the mat. So we'll switch that around, hands on hips. Perfect. So let's have a look now. Our toes are facing towards the edge of the mat. So let's slightly pigeon-toed in a sense, right? Knees slightly bent, that's it. Knees slightly bent. And so when we call it slightly bent, that's when we say micro bend. So if you hear the term micro bend or slightly bent, what we're trying to do is avoiding the joint from locking out.
Soft knees.
Yeah, soft knees. Perfect, yes. All right, so from here, inhale, arms up, and then exhaling, it's going to be, you're rotating to your left, is exhaling, rotate your left foot to the front of the mat. Right, hands there, come out to a T. Beauty. So let's have a look now. Put your hands down and we'll just look at building the base. So from here, excellent back foot, see your front foot. Now let's rotate. Rotate the front foot so your toes are facing the front. Excellent. And what we're doing is, see where your knee is? We want to bring that out a bit. Yeah, so we're opening up our hips a little bit. That's it.
That's what I need to do.
Yeah, that's it. Open up the hips. Now straighten the back leg. That's it, without keeping that micro bend in the knee. Slightly, that's it. Now, bending to forward a bit. Excellent. And rotating the knee a little bit out. There we go. Can you feel that? The opening, right? So from here, now is arms like a T, like you're doing right breast.
Forward or?
No, front and back. So towards the short edge of the mat. That's it. Side by side, palms down. And lastly, looking over the left shoulder at your fingertips. That's it. That's warrior 2. All right, like you're doing a right dress. Okay? So from here, we're going to take 2 deep breaths. Again, each time as we're pushing into the ground, as well as trying to expand each side. So trying to not like that's a great stance. Right, one more time. Right, looking over the fingers. Looking over the fingers. That's it. And then from here, inhale, reach forward, reaching forward, right, like you're touching forward. Flip your hand, and we're going to scoop up as we bring our back hand to our thigh. Right, we don't need to go lean all the way back, man. That's it. Right, and then look up. Right, we're scooping our hand back. You're looking at your palm, right, and feeling a side stretch in that body where your hands raised. So from here, 2 breaths. One more time. And then inhaling, prepping to go back to warrior 2. Come back to the fingers. That's it. Then palm back around, and then inhale, set, and step back to the front of the mat. Oh, a little bit sticky. All right, awesome. So from here, we'll do the other side, and then for today's practice, we'll do this the other side, and then we'll do it one more time each side. Then we'll be back on the ground. Right? So then that way, we're building on that. Okay, let's set our feet, and this time we're going to be, I'll go do this side, so then that way I can open up to you. Right, so from here, set our feet, and inhale, hands up. And exhale, hands on hips, facing the other side of the mat this time. Perfect. Cool? All right, from there, I'll come around here like this. Still in the camera shot. So from here, we're going to inhale.
Soft knees still?
Soft knees, yep. You can have soft knees. Always without locking them out, man. So have to keep the soft knees. And we're rotating your right foot this time. Inhale, and then let's have a look at that. Inhale, and we're rotating our hip out. Right, so you feel like your hip opening. That's it. From there, bend the front knee, sorry, and then straighten your other leg. Straighten that back leg. That's it. Right, and then you're going to be coming in. So this is the base now of warrior 2. And inhale again. Hands up like the wings of a bird, and we're going to be looking at our fingers and reaching out both sides. That's it. So what we're doing here is you can also feel like your solar plexus when you breathe out. It's just really tightening them up. Like if you've done any martial arts before,
I have.
Like that
helps explain it.
Yeah, okay, so you that bit,
okay.
And we can firm that up. We're pushing away at our feet, we're setting the base, boom, right, or doing a strike.
Yep.
That's where we're looking at over the top. I say, let's do 2 breaths here. That's it. Right, one more time. And then inhaling, soften right up, reach forward, flip the grip, and scoop it up until our hand reaches our thigh, right? And we're looking up. So keep that knee bent. Keep the front knee bent. Keep your front knee bent. That's it. And 2 breaths here. That's we're working on our side body, right? And inhale. Come back out. Warrior 2. All right. One more breath. Step back up to the front of the back. Cool. Awesome. So points to note with that one, and it's great. I love that analogy, man. Is like, when we're doing the breathing out. So as we breathe in, we loosen, and then boom, strike. And so that's what when we're tightening out and using our hips or going into our
definitely changes
stretch.
the feel.
It changes the feel when you're doing it.
Better stretch. So.
That's the better stretch.
Yeah.
So you don't need to do it fast. It's just getting the breath in and going, and that's when we're really, like with other forms, like Tai Chi or some of the other katas that you might have done, or patterns in martial arts, that's where that comes in.
I feel like it makes you feel more planted, more
Yes.
connected to the ground.
That's right. So when we're breathing out, you're actually pushing against your feet and grounding, and that's all part of what we're doing today.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this one more time each side, and then we'll get to the ground. So from here, great work. I'm gonna prep, grow taller, and then exhale, and then inhale. Hands up, exhale. We're gonna move our foot back. That's it. Hands on thighs. Have our feet down below. Right. So double shoulder width apart is about the thing. Right. Perfect. Now inhaling again. Hands up, and exhaling. Hands out to a T. Rotating our front foot, our left foot, to the front edge of the mat. Other one. Sorry, mate. Left foot. So the back foot's going to be perpendicular. Great work. Straighten that up. Look at the front, bend your knee. Bend the front foot, bend the front knee, sorry. That's it. So we're locked in that one leg straight, one leg's bent. Beautiful. Looking over the shoulder. So from here now, we're going to take 2 breaths again, like our martial arts. Inhale, relax. I'm going to just force out and then push against our feet. Relax. That's it. Great work. Inhale, reach forward. Flip the grip and scoop it up, side stretch, looking at your hand, probably reaching up towards that tree branch there. 2 breaths here. Great work. That's it. Inhale and then back. That's it. And inhale, step back to the front. Works your shoulders too if you have them out like that for a little bit.
Yeah, especially if you've been to the gym.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Stretches the pecs even a bit.
Yes, that's the whole thing, man. So it's a good one. If you've been down to the gym, this is a good way to be able to help sort of also loosen up afterwards. All right, so from here we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to come from this side. Feet ready, shoulder width apart. All right, nice and comfortable. Adjusting, our pelvis as well. So from there, that's it. You've got a good stance anyway. All right, going tall, inhaling, and exhaling. Feet shoulder width apart. Great work. All right, from here. All right, from here. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, rotate the foot. So I'm just doing so that you sit that other way, other foot this time.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. So bend that knee. So that knee, this knee, which is towards the short edge of the mat, bend it. Straighten that left, straighten your left knee. That's it. That's it. Perfect. All right, so the one that's towards the short edge of the mat is the one that was bent.
Gotcha.
Right, yeah. Hips are open, and then from there, like a bird. That's it. And looking at over the shoulder. So from here now, we're going to do 2 breaths. Ready? Reach in and reach far back and forwards as well as pushing into the ground. One more time. That's it. Cleansing the breath. All right, inhaling, reaching forward, scoop, and then bringing it back. Hand comes down to your thighs. That's it. Boom, look at your fingers. Feel that side stretch. All right, nice. 2 breaths here. One more. And then inhale. Come to warrior 2. All right, inhale. Step forward to the mat. Shake it off. Let's have a quick drink before we'll hit down the mat. Last couple of minutes, closing down the closing down our routine. So I'll meet you on the mat, and then grab the strap so it's readily available too, man. Okay, so from here, we're going to do just a couple of, we're going to come into what they call staff pose here. So put that to the side for now. We're going to do a little bit of ab work, but only just a little bit. So from here, great work. So come back to the mat a bit if you want. Oh, you're right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever works for you. All right, so feet forward, our knees down, and then we could pull our toes back towards us, right? Keeping that micro bend in the knees. With our hands, we're just going to be placing them to the side of our hip bones from here, right? Whatever is comfortable. And we're going to set. So I'll show a demonstration and then we'll do it. So we're going to set, grow tall, and push away with our hands, right? And we're just like tucking out. It's a small ab work, it's a small movement. It's coming down, right? So what we're doing is it's almost like an L balance, but we're just working up towards that, right? So from here, staff pose, set, and push away your hands. That's it. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, one more time. Inhale, set, and push away. 3, 2, 1. One more time for good measure. Set, inhale, and push away with the hands. Right. 2, 1. Great work. Loosen the feet. Now with your left foot, right, what I want you to do is this head to toe pose, head to knee, but we're not really doing that. So what we're doing from here, you might have done this in your different workouts, but from here, lots of people try and reach and bend their head. What we're actually doing is actually hinging from that hip again, lengthening the spine and moving as far as we can. So this is where I'll show you. So from here, we're going to grow and then exhale, running our hands up along our leg, and then just moving to the point where we feel a side stretch and come in here. We don't need to reach down too far with our head. Right, so grab anywhere along your hands, and then from here, that's the stretch where you let your head go as the last bit. Right, perfect. So from there, inhale, we loosen up a little bit, and we exhale, and we try and reach maybe a bit further if you can. If not, that's okay. And we're concentrating on you'll feel the back of your leg as well as the side body. So 2 inhales here. Inhale. And then inhale to come back out and come out of it nice and safely. Switch sides.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, so from here at the moment I can't bend my knee as much, so I'm putting to the front, right, and adjusting. Now here's another thing as well, is if your knees are a bit dicky, is to grab this and put it underneath for support. So that's what the block is there. So I'm actually going to do that today. And what we're going to do is we're going to set, grow tall, hands on our leg, hands on our legs, and as we breathe out, we're reaching forward, right? Hinging from our hips. Head's the last thing to go. Perfect. So once we're at that stretch, let your head go. All right, we're going to do 2 breaths here. Loosen off and reaching a bit further if you can. If not, that's okay too. One more time. Now I'll see from here while we're doing this, right? Keep breathing. Let's see if you could pull your toes back towards your head, right? You might feel a little bit more stretch there. All right, that's setting that little bit more and what they call being more active with it. Inhaling. So let's just try that one more time. So noting that we'll keep our toes flexed back. So that's called flexing the foot. All right, so from here, left foot to thigh, beauty, set, and then climb our fingers along our legs till we get to a point, then dip our head as the last thing. Great work. So if we can imagine in this stretch as well, so I'll let you do the breathing, all right, keep breathing and just listen, is when we're doing this, we're reaching towards our hands, but we're also imagining our sit bone, right, of the bent leg is trying to spike into the ground. Right, and then that's where you'll probably notice a bit more stretch in the side body. Right, pull the legs back, and then one more breath, and then come out of it, and come out. That's it, beauty. Switch legs last time. Ooh. Fantastic work. Let's set, toes back a little bit, knees in. Set, grow tall, so we're spiking up on our sit bones, and from here, so just imagine that sit bone ploughing into the ground as we reach forward to our legs. There we go, boom. Fastening's the head, great work. Let's breathe in here, and then maybe reach a bit further if you can. That's all right if you can't, today. Perfect. Last one. And then breathing in to come out of the pose. And we'll meet. Move the block out of the way. Now we can head on to our back. Alright, beauty. Alright, so this will also be part of what we're going to do now, what we talked about earlier on as part of our cool down. But it's called we're massaging our sort of lower back. So from here, when you wake up in the morning, before you get into your cat cows, you can do this as part of the cool down or a warm up. So we're massaging. Alright, so pull our knees in. Oh, you can't do that from here?
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I can half do it.
Yeah, if you can half do it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Can you half do it?
Yeah.
Or even hands on the knee.
Yeah.
Right, so from here, all we're doing now is just making small circles, slower. Right, that's massaging our sacrum. Right, and then you could even imagine your head. Put your head on the ground. Right. Heads and shoulders on the ground because your arms are taking the weight of your feet. Now switch directions.
Does it matter if your tailbone is pushing off?
No, you keep your shoulder. What's more important is your shoulders are back.
Yeah.
And then your tailbone, because we're massaging your sacrum, is what's actually being loosened up. So it's okay for it to be lifted. How does that feel?
Feels okay.
Yeah. All right. So this is just a gentle massage. Nothing too intense. All right. Switch sides again. And one more time. All right. So then feet down. Feet down. Now, can you put your knees down to one side?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this next one here is the supine twist. We're just going to go with the basic one today. Right, and we're going to flop our legs. You go to the right and I'll go to the left. Right, so from here we're going to set. And then we're going to shift, right? So lift your hips up and shift it to the right, to your left, sorry. Slightly an inch. And then we're going to let go. And what that does is it realigns our back. So we only shift it slightly. So when our body comes over, it realigns the back so it's straight. And this is what they call the supine twist, right? And then notice, when we breathe in, the side body, where the air goes in the side body.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so inhale again, bring your feet up to neutral. Bringing up to neutral, that's it. Feet set again, and then from here, inhale, shift your weight over slightly. And drop the knees down. Right, so it all can be staged when you're connecting the breath to the movement then. All right, so 2 more breaths here. Head back. The important thing here is that your knees don't need to actually hit the ground. You can use a block to support. But what's important is actually keeping your shoulders down, right? And then letting your lower half rotate. Inhaling the neutral spine, inhaling your knees up again, rotating up, resetting the back so that it's straight. All right, and that's our rotation. All right, so from there you could do that. So that's the massage and that rotation before your cat cows. So grab this now, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be opening up the hips a little bit, if that's okay. Yep. And the reason why we do this is in that way you can hold your arm and control it. So I'll show you the first one. So we're going to get our foot and we're going to be putting our feet up like this, keeping a micro bend in the middle. From here, right, hand comes out to support, and you could have your foot flat or foot bent, and inhaling, we're just opening up the hips a little bit under control of the hand. Right, and there, you can do that across as well, and that'll give us a side stretch. Alright, I see there. Alright, so from there, so I'll meet you up here, hook and loop, adjust as you need. You can just, whatever it is there, right? Cool. Inhale, and then exhale as we just open up the hips. Right, it doesn't need to go right out. So what you're doing, right? Imagine that side of, yeah, that's it. Excellent. So what we're doing is imagining our sit bones are still on the ground. That's it. So it doesn't need to go all the way out. So what we're doing is slowly opening up our hips and then inhaling back up. Great. Switch hands. And we can pull that over. That's it, over your knee, whichever works best. You can straighten your back, straighten your bottom leg up. Yeah, that's it. And we're stretching our IT band, bringing that back up to neutral, and put down. Switch sides. Fantastic work there, man. Alright, so from here, leg up. This will be the last movement. Exhale, bring it out to the side. That's it. Doesn't need to be all the way to the ground, man. We're just opening up our hips. Alright, beauty. Inhaling, switching hands, and coming back over the other side. And over the top. That's it. Boom. And then inhaling back up to center. Back onto the ground. So this last one here will give this our sacrum another little massage. So what we'll do is lift up our knees, head on the ground, head and shoulders, and we'll just do a couple of rotations to the right. And then a couple of rotations to the left. Alright, and then we're going to come down to Shavasana, or final resting pose. So that's it, put your feet down. Alright, legs out, hands down, there's nothing else to do, you've done all the work. So from here, just close your eyes down, mate. Get relaxed a little bit, and we'll finish off with a slight meditation. Usually I'd give you a little bit more in this resting pose, but we're preaching on the hour, so I don't want you to be late for getting back to your role. Alright, so just no need to shape the breath now. Final meditation, feeling your body get heavy on the ground, is on grounding. Nothing can last when the foundation is weak, neither a home nor a relationship. Being grounded also means feeling safe, secure and guided. It helps us to be present in our bodies so that we can feel more secure in the world. As we build a firm foundation with our bodies, we can reflect on the foundation we build in our personal lives as well. Great towers require a firm foundation. So before we look up towards our goals, our vision must begin with the roots we plant. A tree must have firm roots to stay tall. However, it can wobble. That's okay, as long as we set a good foundation. Alright, now, so what I'm going to do is invite you to start wiggling your hands and feet, your toes, and we're going to come back into our bodies now. Alright, so lift your knees up again, give yourself a hug if you can do that. Stretching out, that's it. And then, beautiful. Now turning to your side, whichever's preferred. Hey?
Am I supposed to sit up?
Oh, you can do. So I'm going to rotate to the other side if that works for you. Alright, perfect. Come and sit up, take a knee, whatever's comfortable. Alright, perfect. Alright, so from here, we're going to finish off our session. So we're going to inhale, reach up for the sky and let it out. Hands down. One more time. Inhale. Cleanse the breath out. Hands down. Alright, one more last time is inhale, hands together. Come to prayer, hands touch, thumbs together. As we breathe out, bring our thumbs towards between our eyes. Thumbs between our eyes. That's it. Close your eyes down. Alright. Peace be in mind. What we think has a big important impact on what we do, and also the self-talk. Right. Hands to mouth. That's it. Beautiful. May we honour what we say internally as well as externally. And then hands down to your heart. Thank you. May we honour what's in your heart. Thank you so much for joining me in today's practice and for allowing me to guide you through your personal movement. And I hope it sets you up for the rest of the day and for the rest of the week. Namaste.